Bayethe wena maphakathi Nkosi Ndlovukazi Mhlekazi, Your Majesty and National Commissioner-in-Chief of the Royal Eswatini Police Service, Your Majesty the Ndlovukazi, Your Royal Highnesses, Councillors, Chiefs, Chief Justice, the Deputy Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, presiding officers and members of both Houses of Parliament, Regional Administrator, Manzini Region, Acting National Commissioner and all ranks of the Royal Eswatini Police Service, visiting chiefs of police and their representatives from SADC region, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of His Majesty's government and the Royal Eswatini Police Service, I wish to express our deepest gratitude to you, Your Majesty, for gracing us with your presence in this important occasion of the Police Day. Your presence, Your Majesty, together with Her Majesty the Ndlovukazi, in this occasion is an inspiration to all members of the police service and a grand demonstration of the significance that you place on the rule of law. One of our key targets as His Majesty's government is to foster and entrench the culture of respect for the rule of law. We are cognizant that countries which respect and promote the rule of law tend to enjoy stability and meet their economic development goals. The police service is, therefore, a major stakeholder in government's efforts of ensuring economic growth, peace, and stability. Your Majesty, I find it appropriate to once again express our deep appreciation for the value that you place on the police service, demonstrated through the training and exposure, as well as many other opportunities afforded to members of the police service under your command to make it a world-class institution. Of the many interventions beneficial to the police service, I would mention a few, such as the continued programs to rehabilitate old and dilapidated police stations. In 2023-2024 alone, the rehabilitation of 3 police stations was completed, and these are Sitegi, Mafutseni, and Malkens police stations. Your government, Your Majesty, has put in place a plan to rehabilitate the old and dilapidated houses accommodating members of your police service through the National Housing Board. The project of rehabilitating dilapidated stations and police houses will continue countrywide. Inadequate transport for the police service to effectively deliver their policing services has been cited as one of the major impediments to effectiveness of the police service. Government, however, is piloting a new model of acquiring vehicles to meet the needs of the police service. It is our prayer and hope that the acquisition will be expedited by the responsible government departments. The Royal Eswatini Police Service is also geared to strengthening management of these important assets to prevent misuse and negligence. Your Majesty, during Sibaya, the nation spoke clearly on issues that are a concern with regard to the operations of the police service. These include, among others, late response to incident scenes, as well as unacceptable conduct of some members of the police service that are against the spirit of their code of conduct. In the spirit of Nkwe, a program has already been put in place to ensure that issues raised at Sibaya are addressed and that the police remain committed to their mandate. Bayethe wena waphakathi, Nkosi Ndlovukazi Mhlekazi, libitfo lemaphoyisa eMbube liphakamisa sibongo ngesipho lesiphuma kuyoNdlovu lemhlaba lesiye kuwo umbutho lomusha lomncane lesiubonile namhla uperforma imbi kwawo emakhosi. Bayethe wena waphakathi, Nkosi Ndlovukazi Mhlekazi. Your Majesty, my responsibility in today's service is to humbly offer words of welcome to yourself and to Her Majesty the Ndlovukazi. However, before I make my humble request to His Majesty to address members of the police service and Her Majesty the Ndlovukazi, before I request His Majesty to address members of the police service and the nation at large, may I humbly present gifts to His Majesty the King and Her Majesty Ndlovukazi that are from members of the police service in appreciation of your gracing this event. The gifts being presented here today are 3 cattle for His Majesty the Ingwenyama, 2 cattle for Her Majesty the Ndlovukazi, and a check worth 60,000 emalangeni to Her Majesty the Ndlovukazi towards Philani Maswati charity organization. It is
uma yaluka lo mnyama ngilo njengenhlabathi esiziva ihlezi manqa ngayibe iyayaluka umgubhu wetingweti yawuhlabathi yawuchitha yawuqhobota siguduza kumnyama kuhlule kuyesabeka libhuda ndaba likasomhlolo liyayibhuda liyavuka liyayiphendula wena waphakathi ayethe
Bayethe wena waphakathi, Nkosi Ndlovukazi Mhlekazi. It is now my honor and privilege, Your Majesty, to humbly invite you to address the gathering and the nation at large. Bayethe wena waphakathi, Nkosi Ndlovukazi Mhlekazi.
wina ke malokotha ngilo mnyama ngilo senhlambelweni malokotha ngilo njengenyama